Bury FC, the club that captured hearts of football fans all across the world last year. The Mancunian club were expelled from the Football League in August 2019 following extreme financial turmoil. It is believed that the club owed an approximate £4.2 million in loans and unpaid wages. The future for the club is still uncertain, and 125 years of history, it hangs in the balance. From a FIFA aspect, this might be the final time that Bury FC are in a FIFA game, well, ever. So after almost a year of demand from you guys are crazy, but after a year of demand, today we finally rebuild Bury FC. G'day guys, how's it going? It is Jared HD here. Welcome back to the rebuilding series for what might just be the toughest rebuild we are ever going to do on the channel. It is a third division experiment, a third division challenge as we take over the Shakers, we take over Bury FC. But if you guys do go on to enjoy today's rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. I fully expect this to be one of the toughest rebuilds we ever do in rebuild history. And if you are new around here, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So as you guys can see by looking at this squad, this is one of the worst starting squads you could have. Not a single real life player in this Bury starting 11. We're going to have one hell of a task on our hands. We are somehow going to have to survive relegation in League 1. I feel like this side would struggle to survive relegation in League 2. So we have a lot to do here. Probably going to make most of our business youth academy players. I expect a huge youth academy part to these videos, so it's going to have to be a big focus for us. However, I have decided to bring in one real player for the first signing in this rebuild. It is Clinton Moller, coming across from Stuttgart in the German second division. £350,000 for him. But like I said, we are going to have a huge part of this rebuild be focused on the youth academy. So let's go hire some scouts. And there it is. Just like that, the first transfer window is done and dusted. Just Clinton Moller into the starting 11. But we are going to be making a lot of youth academy pickups. I'm not going to show you every scout report because that would make this video go for 4 million hours, but I will show you every time I promote a player from our youth academy to the first team. But just for a little bit of context, this is what the starting 11 looks like now. Clinton Moller, the first real player into this team. I just want to get as many players in as early as possible so that we can start improving the squad. The first pickup to this Bury team is Johan Bader. Another Swiss midfielder coming in here. Benjamin Stuckey is joining us for the right-hand side of the midfield. Still scouting a lot of players, but this is how the season is going at the halfway point of season number 1. And yeah, we're in a really bad position here. Dead last in League 1. 3 wins, just 10 points. And I mean, 20th position Accrington are 11 points ahead of us. So we need some of our youth academy players to grow and grow quickly if we're going to survive relegation. This ain't good. I don't think it should come as any surprise that we have done no transfer business here in January, however. So let's crack on. Let's keep adding players to the squad. And let's see if we survive relegation somehow. This guy looks like an absolute weapon. 16-year-old Francisco Tavares, a Brazilian left midfielder, already 62 overall, potential of between 75 and 93. Let's see what we can do with him. Not the craziest goalkeeping prospect in the world, but he is still a prospect nonetheless. Arthur Bader, another Swiss player, a Swiss goalkeeper signing on. Okay, this guy looks absolutely insane. Mason Green, already 65 overall at age 17. An attacking midfielder from England, 76 to 94 potential. Oh my God, he is definitely joining us here. A new midfielder into the club. Don't expect much from him straight away, but his potential gives me a slight little bit of hope. It is Adriana Amaral signing on. Marcus Cook, the latest addition to the side. It doesn't look like he's got incredible potential, but that base overall of 64 definitely helps. Another left midfielder here. I've scouted in Switzerland, Brazil, and England, and I'm getting just for any position, and I'm getting so many left midfielders here, but Cameron Wright, the latest player to join. Another goalkeeper signing on for the first team here. This guy is definitely a little bit better than the beta, I think his name was, but Carlos Lins, a Brazilian goalkeeper, 81 to 87 potential signing on. The players keep on coming, lads. We're getting like 3 players a month, but Isaac Mason, the next player to join. Well, I don't know what to expect. I know my manager rating is really low, and we honestly might get sacked here, which I mean, if I get sacked in season 1, you guys won't even see this footage, but we have finished dead last in League 1, 24th position, the worst possible start to this rebuild. I mean, our squad was absolutely dreadful, but we have been relegated down to the 4th division of English football. 18 points. We weren't even close. Burton Albion with 41 points. We got absolutely destroyed. At the other end of the table, though, it's quite ironic to see Bolton winning the league, given all their financial turmoil as well, but Bolton and Portsmouth have been automatically promoted to the Championship. Man City have taken down Liverpool to win the FA Cup. Man City take down Liverpool once again to win the Carabao Cup. Portsmouth have taken down Sunderland to win the leasing.com trophy. Sunderland have been promoted back up to the Championship, however, so hopefully they're filming season 3 of Sunderland till I die for that season. Not that we're even close to this stage, but Atletico Madrid win the Champions League, and it's Leverkusen winning an all-German Europa League final. So lads, that is season 1 done and dusted here with Bury FC. Our manager rating is not looking good, but we're going to crack on into League 2. We've got a long way to go. Our first player departure here for the entirety of the rebuild. It is Paul Ovic, headed to Veracruz for 150k. And a new addition to our front line here. I haven't been getting many strikers in our youth scouting report, so I've decided to go and sign Janil Bennett, who's a left midfielder by designation, but can also play in that striker role. We have signed him for £650,000 from Tottenham. Trying to get a little bit more money out of the club, however, so that I can start making some more youth academy scouting networks, because they cost a fair bit of money, but Archie Botterbridge is headed to St. Pat's for 50,000 or 51,000 to be exact. We have also sold Wayne Horlison for £35,000, and Harry Crookside is headed to Carlisle United for £110,000. Selling a lot of our older players. Another one out of the club, Benjamin McDriscoll, headed to Scunthorpe United. He's very, very old, but our 34-year-old goalkeeper, Trowley, is headed to the German 3rd Division for £50,000. And Melksham, also out of the club, headed to Rochdale for £160,000. Gonna sign ourselves a new left back, however, Henry Jackson. He could either be a massive success or a massive flop given that potential, but it's worth getting him in the squad, however. He's got a cool haircut for a 16-year-old. That mohawk, some style, mate. So there it is, lads. The opening transfer window for the second season done and dusted. Bennett in terms of signings, and then a lot of mediocre and poor talent out of the club. But let's go give you guys a bit of an indication on how the squad's coming along. So as you can see here, the squad is a lot different compared to the starting squad we had in season 1. A lot of the rotation youth players coming in. Green already up to a 69 after last season, so I don't know what to expect from this kid. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this season, in all honesty. Are we going to get promoted? Are we going to be trying to survive and not go down to non-league football? I do not have a clue. But it's a new right back joining the squad here, Oscar Thomas, 64 rated. Welcome, mate. A big upgrade in between the sticks, however. This kid looks like a freak. Isaac Griffiths, and a freak in a good way, I should say. 72 to 94 potential, already 66 overall, age 17. Let's get him with the gloves on straight away and see if he can progress. Okay, so halfway through the season on the 1st of January, we find ourselves in 15th position here on 31 points. I don't think we're going to be in the promotion race, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I expected from this season, so I'm just going to take it as it comes. Another player coming across from the Brazilian scouting network, Dennis Moraes, 78 to 84 potential, 60 overall, joining us in the starting team. And we have decided to sell Alfie Monksfield for £260,000 to Fleetwood Town. Have also decided to sell Richie Lofty for £155,000 and Oliver Rushford out of the club, £620,000. So that gives us a bit more of an opportunity to go in and get things done, really. And that's exactly what we were talking about when it came to making things happen. We have signed Nufal Banis here, £960,000 from Feyenoord for the Dutch striker. So there we go. Another striker into the club in Banis. Monksfield, Lofty, and Rushford all out of the club. I mean, we're not going to survive. We can't get relegated, but we're not going to get promoted this season. Let's just keep improving this team, goddammit. Okay, remember how I said Isaac Griffiths looked like an absolute weapon? I think I found the world's best goalkeeper. 15-year-old Gabriel Ojimo. He's Nigerian. He's 15, and he's got 62 overall already. But the potential, 92 to 94. We can't promote him now, but I just want to show you guys this ridiculous prospect on the horizon. Someone we are going to promote, however, is Owen Carter. Again, a more refined potential there of between 85 and 91 for the English left back. Another English left back into the squad is Ed Moore. The good thing, though, is he can play centre back, so that's exactly where I'm going to be placing him. So we've actually had a much better second half of the season. I assume that's because we're bringing in these youth players. They're continuing to grow, which is fantastic to see. We actually finished only 9 points out of the playoffs, so that gives me a lot of hope for Season 3 of us potentially getting out of League 2. The 3 clubs going up to League 1, however, are Grimsby Town, Colchester, and Accrington Stanley. And not that it really matters, but Cambridge United, Carlisle United, Morecambe, and Crawley would have all been relegated if non-league football was in FIFA, which I really hope one year non-league football gets added. That would be cool. Liverpool win another FA Cup here in a Merseyside derby. And it's a Manchester derby in the Carabao Cup with Man City coming out on top. Wigan Athletic have won the Leasing.com trophy. Gillingham are going up to League 1, taking down Plymouth Argyle 1-0. PSG win the Champions League. Finally, Lyon have made it a European double for French clubs, taking down Arsenal in the Europa League. So lads, here's a quick little look at how the squad is progressing. We've had some crazy growth for our youth academy players. Look at that. Mason Green already up to a 74, which is insane. But the squad is coming along quite nicely, which I love to see. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you got players that have good potential and they're literally starting every single game. Even some of our bench players are doing pretty well in terms of growth. So it's very good to see us having a young side for the most part because they're all growing. But that is season number 2 done and dusted. The squad continues to grow and now we need to focus our sights on promotion. So let's see if we get out of League 2. Needed improvement in the back line here. Not many centre backs were coming back from our youth scouting reports, even when I've been focusing on defensive-minded players. So Lewis Gibson is the new defender joining us here. 66 rated, age 20, £1.45 million from Fleetwood Town. We have decided to sell Matthew Drubel, however, to Al Reta in the Saudi League. Jordan Merton is off for a Japanese adventure off to Hiroshima for £450,000. And Harry Truebridge is headed to Lugo for £420,000. I have decided with the money we've made from the player departures to go ahead and sign another centre-back to link up with Gibson. It is Nathan Wood, making the step down from Middlesbrough for £1.3 million. So there we go. 2 signings in the defensive department, 2 English ballers in, Gibson and Wood into the club, Drubel, Trubridge, and Merton all out of the club. I don't know what to expect. I mean, I want to make the push for promotion, but let's go sign some more youth academy players and then see how the promotion hunt is going, I guess. And again, just to see how the starting 11 is lining up, this green guy is going to be unbelievable. He's already 76 overall. This growth is unbelievable. 76 rated player in League 2. Surely he's going to carry us this season. He's going to I honestly think he could get to 80 this year for the pure fact that he obviously has insane growth and insane potential, but he's going to tear up the league. He could get like 50 goals this season. A bit of Swedish flair added to the squad, however. Carl Jonsson joining us here as a centre forward. And we are definitely in the hunt for promotion, which is good to see. Good to see the ball starting to roll now. Second place, 61 points, just behind Forest Green Rovers. No business done in this transfer window, however. I want to really focus on having our youth academy players grow with the squad now, and then see where we go after that. Another Nigerian player into the starting squad here. This kid looks like he could be a weapon as well. Ezekiel Mamayepa, 88 to 94 potential, 61 overall. Welcome. We are doing so good in this rebuild that Ajax have come to us and offered the top gig at their club. We're a League 2 manager and we're getting job offers from Ajax. Ajax love their youth academy, so they must have seen what I've done with my youth academy. That is a massive compliment. Still going to reject it though. There it is, lads. At the end of season number 3, we have finally been promoted out of the 4th division, headed back up to League 1, top of League 2. We've won the league here with Bury. Finally get our hands on some silverware. Bottom of the league, however, is Morecambe, Scunthorpe United, Carlisle United, and Rochdale. Manchester United win the FA Cup this season, and Man City win another Carabao Cup. Bolton Wanderers have taken down Mansfield Town to win the Leasing.com trophy. Plymouth Argyle will be joining us up in League 1 next season. It's another Champions League title for Atletico Madrid, and AC Milan stopped Lyon from going back-to-back in the Europa League. Remember what I said at the start of the season, lads? Mason Green. What in the world is going on with this kid? Somebody needs to bloody check him for steroids. Mason Green is 80 rated. We have an 80 rated player in League 2 headed into League 1. This kid could honestly, I don't know what to expect from this kid for his whole career. But there it is, lads. Season number 3 done and dusted. Things are looking very rosy once again for Bury, and we make our move back to League 1. Can we have automatic back-to-back promotions? I have decided to sell my first youth academy player here, Marcus Cook, headed to Heidenheim for £2.9 million. I mean, that's the thing I like about a youth academy. We've got these decent players. If they don't work out, that's all right. We sign them and we sell them for a massive profit virtually every time. And in a move that I wasn't expecting to make, Clinton Moller, our first ever signing here, is leaving for Al Ahly. He only got to 67 overall, which is good growth for 3 seasons, but given the fact our team is like steroid heaven, yeah, Clinton Moller just ain't going to cut it. I have also decided to sell Nufal Banis, the Dutch striker. Again, our squad is progressing at a rapid rate that these players just become inept. He's off for 3 million. And we decided to replace him with a huge pickup here. Eddie Salcedo, the Italian centre forward. I've had a lot of requests to sign him in a rebuild lately. He's come across from Inter Milan for £8.2 million. We're a League 1 side, and we're spending £8.2 million. That would have to be the record for the 3rd division, surely. And I have decided to loan out Adriano Amaral, the Brazilian midfielder, for the next year. So there we go, lads. Salcedo into the club, Cook, Moller, and Banis all out of it. We are making moves here with Bury FC. Surely we've got to be one of the favourites for promotion, but let's go check out what the squad's looking like now. So yeah, our squad's a little bit crazy right now. That squad could cut it in the championship, let alone League 1. If we don't absolutely walk the league this season, I'll be surprised. Another Swedish forward into the club though, Carl Lundgren, joining us here. I don't expect him to be a world-class player, but he has decent potential. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to release the beast, Ojamo, the Nigerian goalkeeper. He's lower rated right now than Griffiths, but with that potential, he is going to be starting for us quite a lot. Ojamo, your time has come, my friend. Prove to me that you're going to be the next big thing. Okay, so we're doing well. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. We're doing well, but we are not walking the league as much as I expected. We're in 3rd position right now in the hunt for promotion, but I thought we were going to be, honestly, in the stage that QPR are right now. Have decided to sell Tommy Paulson, however, for £2.3 million to Tijuana. I've had to make the hard choice right now I want Ojimo to be our #1 shot stopper. So we're going to have to take a slight term hit here, but it's going to be worth it in the future, I feel like. Isaac Griffiths out of the club. I'm sure he's going to be a great player, but we had to choose between a good player and a great player, like an all-time player. So Griffiths is off to Tigres for 8.3 million. So that gives us a bit of room to spend now. We have also decided to sell our Swiss right midfielder, Benjamin Stuckey, headed to Hull City for 1.3 million. There it is, lads. A massive pickup, a massive addition to our defense. Kylian Sardella, the Belgian defender, has come across here from Nimes Olympique in the French league for £8.2 million. We are spending big for a League One club. Again, one signing for the transfer window, but it is one big signing. Our squad's improved once again. Let's keep adding to the squad and hopefully continue our push for promotion. I wanted to leave Ollie Brown in the youth academy for as long as possible, but he wanted out, so I have decided to promote him to the senior team. Ollie Brown, welcome to Bury. Same deal with Mason Clark, although he does look like he could be an absolute weapon. And Isaac Brown, another left back. We're getting so many good left backs and right backs, but 86 to 92 potential. Definitely promising. Let's go, lads. We have been promoted up to the championship. We have just torn apart the rest of the league in the second half of the season. We didn't win the league, but we have comfortably been promoted, sitting in second position with 112 points. So ourselves and Queen's Park Rangers are headed up to the championship. They absolutely killed it here, QPR, which hurts me to say as a Fulham fan, but I don't care about other teams. All I care is about us. We've been promoted. However, at the other end of the table, it is going to be Fleetwood Town, Plymouth Argyle, Southend and Swindon all headed down to League 2. Man City have won a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final. Man United have won the Carabao Cup. Okay. We've won the Leasing.com trophy. Not the most prestigious trophy by any stretch of the imagination, but silverware is silverware. And that's another trophy to add to the cabinet. And Charlton Athletic will be joining us in the championship next season, taking down Coventry City 2-1 in the playoff final. Manchester City do happen to win the Champions League this year, and PSG have gone from Champions League winners to Europa League winners. So as we make the move up to the championship, here is a look at the squad. And my God, the team is progressing nicely. Mason Green already up to an 84, which is unfair. I don't know what our expectations should be for next season. The championship is definitely a different level compared to League One, but with the growth we are having so far, there is no reason, now that dynamic player potentials are into these lads, there's no reason why we can't have a great run. So my expectations continue to be defied in this rebuild. It honestly makes me want to do more rebuilds with youth academies, because if we're getting these type of results, why the hell not? Have decided to loan out our Swiss goalkeeper Arthur Bader. He's fallen down the pecking order, definitely fallen down, so give him some game time for the next year before we consider potentially selling him. But someone that I have decided to sell straight up is Oscar Thomas. We managed to get £6 million from Rotherham for him, which is decent. I mean, another player that probably will turn into somebody good, but it's just a matter of having better options. Same deal here. Owen Carter, out of the club, off to FC Utrecht for £4.6 million. Still got to keep our foot on the pulse here. We have checked the free agents and found 3 regen players who could definitely come in and grow with the squad. So, Danny Malone joining us here on a free deal, the Dutch goalkeeper. As you can see, I've gone on for a few players here, but Federico Badaloni joining us here, and then Sgiran Muntianu. I mean, that's a terrible name for me to pronunciate, but all 3 players signing on. And there we go, Watson and Schuster also accepting their contracts. Again, I don't know if these guys are going to be anything good at all, but you've got to try going in for them. Worst case scenario, we sell them on for a little bit of profit. So Sean Watson joining us here, 66 rated. And then we have Amar Schuster, the centre back, 63 rated, signing again. One of our original players out of the club though, Fred Mercer, off to Paris FC for £640,000. And Ed Moore leaving the club for £990,000. A lot of players leaving the club here. Ben Kerville, the latest, headed to Toronto FC for £890,000. The two fees there between what we actually get and what we sold them for always confuse me. Another player out of the club, Smith Hylton, off for 440k to Rodez. One of our prospects as well, Dennis Moraes. We managed to get 8.6 million pounds for him, so he's leaving the club here, headed to Talleres. And all of this business has been done so that we could get enough capital and enough money into the club to sign Retsos. Panagiatos Retsos, the Greek defender, joining us from West Bromwich Albion for 22 million pounds. We spent 22 million pounds in the championship. This rebuild is turning out to be quite iconic. So there it is, lads. We are absolutely flying at the moment. By far our busiest transfer window so far. Keen to show you guys what the starting 11 is looking like now, but that has increased our chances of a potential promotion so much. So there we go, lads. Players continuing to grow at a rapid pace. This team is going to be quite interesting to watch in the championship. Ojima up to 74. Green is already 85. That is unseen. Let's go see how we're tracking along at the halfway point. We are thick in the promotion battle up to the Premier League this season, lads. Currently sitting in 4th position on 60 points. We have a bit of a deficit to overturn with West Brom and Crystal Palace quite ahead of us, but it is a tight battle for the playoff seedings. But after our crazy opening window here for Season 5, we have done absolutely no business here in the January transfer window, so it's all up to the squad we have now to get the job done. We've actually had a pretty poor second half of the season and have dropped down to 6th position, only qualifying for the championship playoffs on goal differential, only 3 goals better than Bristol City. So that is very fortunate, but we are still alive. The hunt for the Premier League still on. We're gonna have to take down all these sides. West Brom and Crystal Palace automatically promoted, however. The 3 sides relegated are QPR, Sunderland, and Blackburn. Bournemouth have shaken things up a little bit and won the FA Cup. And Tottenham finally add to their silverware cabinet as they take down Liverpool to win the Carabao Cup. So, a good start. We take down Leeds United in the semi-finals for the playoffs, but do we get promoted in the playoff final? No! Oh, we have lost in the promotion playoff final in the championship to Nottingham Forest. So we're going to have to spend season number 6 in the championship. Another Champions League title for Atletico Madrid, however. And Chelsea, they take down Lazio to win the Europa League. What an insane story we are building so far. I thought we were going to get it done in the championship playoffs, but we're going to have to spend a second season in the championship, building out our squad, and hopefully this year getting promoted to the Premier League. Arthur Bader's time at the club has come to an end as we have sold the Swiss goalkeeper to Häcken in the Swedish League for £370,000. I had such high hopes for this guy, but Ezekiel Mamipa has kind of not grown as much as I expected in comparison to the rest of the squad. So I have decided to loan him out for the year to link back up with our former midfielder Moraes, headed to Talleres in Brazil, I think, or Argentina, or somewhere in South America. And I have decided to sell Nathan Wood here, £14.6 million for the Englishman who is headed to Genk. And that is also, we can bring in a huge signing into the club. To link up with Red Sauce, we have Mohamed Salisu, the Ghanaian defender, 82 rated, age 25. Our backline is now going to be a formidable asset. We have spent virtually all of our money here, £25.3 million on him. No real surprise that Salisu was our only signing for this opening window. £25.3 million is a lot for a championship player, but that's going to put us in great stead, surely, to go up in the championship. I was going to say win the championship, but honestly, I would take top 2. He's going to reach 99, isn't he? Green is going to reach 99. He is 90 rated in the championship. This dude is ridiculous. He's definitely been eating his veggies. Oh my god. 90 rated in the championship. Ojima is 79 rated. Oh my god. I've never had this happen in a rebuild before, and it is blowing my mind. So we are in the hunt for promotion right now. Draws are costing us though. We haven't lost a single game this season, but we are 6 points behind Sheffield United because we've drawn so many games. The good thing though is we are 9 points ahead of Cardiff City, who are sitting in third. We had absolutely nothing in the piggy bank after that Salisu signing in the opening transfer window, so no business in January. I just want the squad to keep on growing and hopefully, praying to the FIFA gods here, get us promoted to the Premier League, please. Oh my god. So remember how I was saying at the halfway point that we were having way too many draws? Well, I think the lads took that into consideration in the second half of the season, because we've only had 2 draws in the second half of the season, not a single loss, and we've ended up coming from second position to top of the league, invincible, with a 21-point gap. We have won the championship with Bury, and we have done it in unbelievable fashion. A complete contrast at the other end of the competition, however, as Preston, Rotherham and Doncaster all head down to League One. Liverpool win the FA Cup here. They also get their hands on the Carabao Cup, and it's going to be Bristol City joining ourselves and Sheffield United in the Premier League next season. Atletico Madrid have won the Champions League once again. They're killing it. And Napoli bring the Europa League title back to Naples. The growth of this squad is unbelievable, and as we head into the Premier League, I honestly feel confident with the side that we can survive relegation. Normally when I head into the Premier League out of the Championship, I feel absolutely so nervous about trying to survive in the first season because the squad is generally quite weak, but our squad is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing with this team. So there it is, lads. We have taken Bury from League 1 down to League 2, all the way up now to the English Premier League, the first division, with an insane squad and a whole lot of upside. Let's crack on to Season 7 and just see what unfolds. Making the tough calls early on here in Season 7, Isaac Mason is headed to Brighton for £12.5 million. And we have decided to sell Lewis Gibson to Boca Juniors for 14 mil. Once again, I have decided to loan out Ezekiel, the Nigerian defensive midfielder. This season he's on loan to Alaves. Well, yep, I've done something a little bit wild. Our entire transfer budget, I mean, I don't feel comfortable. Like, initially we were given £90 million or something like that, which is just uncomfortable money given the fact that I've been working on a £2 million, £3 million budget for the entirety of the rebuild. But we have decided to upgrade at the right midfield position and signed Jadon Sancho from Dortmund for £141 million. Bloody hell. I mean, look at that. 94 rated at age 25. Him and Mason Green are going to be best mates, surely. I have decided to loan out, however, Danny Malone, the Dutch goalkeeper, to Angers for the next year. So honestly, that was a ridiculous transfer window. We have signed Sancho here for a club record £141.7 million. Mason and Gibson out of the club. And we are just, oh my, surely we don't get relegated, surely. I mean, this is what the starting 11 now looks like. That team is unfair. This team is, like, Green's 93. I'm having a hard time believing what's going on right now. Forget about relegation. We're in the Champions League spot. Oh my god. Relegation, that's for rookies. We are in 4th position on 49 points. We could win the league in our first season. We're only 4 points behind Liverpool. We came from a bigger deficit last season. What is going on? Imagine if we win the Premier League in our first season. Holy crap. Oh, I love I am just having the time of my life right now. I hope you guys are enjoying this because we have just signed João Felix to the squad on a free deal for season number 8. 93 rated. We're going to have 3 players that are 93 and above. The Portuguese centre forward coming to Bury FC in season number 8. That is just unbelievable. So yeah, João Felix, the only player we're signing for this transfer window. But my God, fellas, Our team's going to be insane next season, and I really hope that we have Champions League football for it. We have slid down to 5th position here in the second half of the season. I think that means we go through the Champions League playoffs dependent on cup results. I might be wrong, but I think that's what happens. Regardless though, over the moon that I have the mentality of a potential mid-table finish, if not relegation battle, but we have finished in 5th position. This rebuild is progressing at a rapid pace. The other two sides that we got promoted with, however, did get relegated. Bristol City, Sheffield United, and Bournemouth all headed down. Man City have taken down Tottenham to win the FA Cup. They've also taken down Tottenham once again in the Carabao Cup, so not a happy year for Tottenham. Barcelona win the Champions League, and it's going to be Leverkusen winning the Europa League here in Season 7. So there we go, lads. That is Season 7 done and dusted. Regardless, we're going to be playing European football next year. I'm just not fully confident on whether it's Champions League football or Europa League football. Here he is, lads. I still cannot believe that we have signed this man, but João Felix joins us on a free deal officially from Atletico Madrid. Unreal. I mean, look at that. Sancho, Felix, and Green all in the 90s now. I did not think we would be at this stage after getting relegated to League 2 in Season 2. We're coming out firing for this season though. The budget has been just absolutely upgraded from the board here. But we have signed Boubacar Kamara to join the defensive midfield here from Watford, I believe it was, for 47.4 million. So not a bad fee. Oh God, lads. I feel like I've provided the worst commentary possible throughout this rebuild because I've been in a constant state of shock. We have signed Trent Alexander-Arnold, 90 rated again, for £92.2 million from Liverpool. We have decided to part company with Bennett, however, still a crazy good turnover from what we signed him for. £65.5 million for him to head to Celta Vigo. So definitely focusing on quality over quantity once again this transfer window, but my God, the quality, for lack of a better term, it's quality. It's just a different level. Kamara, Alexander-Arnold, and Felix into the club. Bennett out of it. I want to show you guys how ridiculous this team looks. So I've received a transfer offer here for Mason Green. Now, there is no chance in the world I'm going to be accepting it, but I just wanted to show you guys he's valued between 245 to 59 million pounds. I can't believe what I've done with this guy. Not a great start to life here in season number 8 though. We're sitting in 6th position on 46 points. I wanted qualification to the Champions League straight up, but we haven't done a great job of achieving that yet. I've decided to make an upgrade to the back line here in the January transfer window. It's another Frenchman into the club, but it is Ibrahim Konate, £66.5 million from Marseille. Unbelievable. So there we go, Konate into the starting side for this January transfer window, and that's all the business we are going to do here. Again, team is just crazy. Not ideal, is it, lads? We have finished season number 8 in 6th position, 7 points away from Tottenham and Chelsea, who got those Champions League spots. Liverpool do win the league on goal differential, but 1 goal, but we finished in 6th. Considering we got 5th last year and then we went and upgraded our squad ridiculously this year, I'm a little bit disappointed for the first time, it feels like, since we got relegated. At the other end of the league, however, it is West Ham, Leicester City, and West Brom all relegated. It's another FA Cup title for Manchester City, and, well, another Carabao Cup title for Liverpool. Finally, Atletico Madrid don't win the Champions League, and we have won the Europa League title with Bury FC, taking down Manchester United 1-0 in the final. So we're going to be playing Champions League football next season. Let's go. We absolutely romped it in the group stages, which is great. We beat Monaco comfortably in the round of 32. We beat Hoffenheim 3-2 in the round of 16, a little bit tighter there. We destroyed Valencia in the quarters. And we destroy AC Milan 3-0 in the semis to beat Man United 1-0 in the final. How good. So I am over the moon with this squad. Mason Green has done it, lads. Mason Green has reached a 99 overall. Ojumoa, or however you pronounce it, Gabriel's up to an 88. I mean, I need to do more rebuilds like this where I take over teams and just make it a youth academy rebuild, because the youth academy has unlocked so many opportunities for us in this rebuild. I cannot believe it. And now we are in an awesome spot to potentially go all the way in Season 9. So Season 8, disappointing in some aspects, but incredible in others. We hand Bury their first ever European title. It is the Europa League title. And now we are into the Champions League and into an awesome Season 9. I am not holding back this season, lads, not pulling any punches. We have decided to go ahead and sign Myron Baldu, the Dutch striker, to kick off season number 9. We have brought him in from Leverkusen for £74 million. I honestly thought when I signed this guy that he was going to be our right back when we completed the rebuild, but the growth just hasn't been there compared to the rest of the sides. So we have decided to sell Kylian Sardella to Valencia for £78.3 million, which ain't a bad price for a backup defender. And another shock player departure here. Mohamed Salisu is headed to Leverkusen for £100 million on the dot. And again, another player that I wanted to see what we could do in terms of the longevity of this rebuild, but when Barcelona offer you £125 million for a reserved left midfielder, you have to sell him. Francisco Tavares, thank you for being here since day one, but you have now been sold to Barcelona. Sure, he's going to kill it. Hopefully, we don't verse Barcelona, however. And we have done that in order to bring in an upgraded left midfielder. It is going to be the English wonder kid himself, Bukayo Saka from PSG for £110 million. And I have decided to bring in a player here. I was looking initially for a backup centre-back, and then I stumbled upon this guy, a regen player, Victor Toro Marse, who has come across from Manchester United for £78.6 million. Maybe he's PK or Sergio Ramos's regen or someone of that caliber, but he's a good player nonetheless. A lot of years on his side. He could be great for us. A backup goalkeeper coming into the squad, however, just in case something happens to Ojumo, we have signed Manuel Gasparini from Villarreal for £47.7 million. Can you guys tell that I've been recording for about 9 hours straight? So there we go. A pretty insane transfer window in the history books. And the good thing is, because we've been able to sell so many of our players for a similar, like a big amount, and we've been able to sign virtually the same amounts worth of players, we have a lot of money to spend in January to make adjustments. But I mean, this team is just absolutely insane. Ojumo is surely going to hit the 90s this season. Alexander-Arnold, Sancho, Green, Felix already into the 90s. Saka, Baldo, potentially Konate. We could have like 8 of our starting 11 players into the 90s by the time, if not, actually we could have everyone except for Jackson virtually into the 90s by the time we hit January. But for the first time this season, we are in the Champions League, and we have 2 sides that we beat in last year's Europa League in AC Milan and AS Monaco alongside Besiktas, so my confidence is pretty high. And there it is, lads. We have absolutely walked our Champions League group here. Not a single loss. 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, only 3 goals conceded. And we are into the Champions League round of 16 in emphatic fashion, my God. So, we have been drawn up against last week's rebuild. We're facing Lyon. I mean, we know firsthand how good Lyon are in career mode, so we're going to have to tread a little carefully here. Good to see things are going to plan, however, in the Premier League in this 9th season. Automatic qualification into the Champions League needs to be a must from here on in. We just need to do what we did in the Championship and convert those draws into wins. I have decided to make an improvement to our reserves here. Crepin Diatta, the Senegalese midfielder, joining us from AC Milan for £56.9 million. 86 rated, a pretty handy backup to Jadon Sancho. So there it is, just the signing of Diata for this transfer window. Our team is ridiculous, but now the question is, can we handle the pressure in the Champions League knockout rounds when it really matters? All right, the away leg up first. We grab our passports and head to France for this Champions League knockout game away against Lyon. Come on, lads. A full strength starting 11. Please get some away goals on the board. The scoreline is a 3-1 win. Sancho and Saka both getting 3 goals to their names. That is fantastic. Great start. A lot of goals are going to be necessary for Lyon here if they want to get themselves to the quarterfinals. We are in a golden position, however. Come on, lads. The home leg. No injuries, no suspensions, please. The scoreline, 4-0. Sancho, Green, and Baldo all scoring. We go through to the quarterfinals, 7-1 on aggregate. What? Things have just gotten quite real, lads, because we have been drawn up against Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They have absolutely destroyed everybody headed into this season. This is going to be a real test to see what we're made of. All right, so here we go. The away leg up first, which is a real blessing. I'm a big fan of that. So we head to Spain for the first leg. Come on, another 3-1 win would be good. The scoreline after the first leg is a 1-0 win. It's an away goal. It's a clean sheet. And it's the lead. That's all that I can really ask for. I don't think there was any. There's no injury suspension, so... All right. Showtime, lads. The second leg. We're 1-0 up. Definitely not in the balance here, but we are at home. A clean sheet gets us through to the Champions League semis. And we take care of business. We are headed to the Champions League semi-finals in fine fashion. And now, after taking down a team as good as Atletico, I feel on top of the world. 4 teams remain. English, German, and 2 Spanish. We are taking on the German side, I should say, for a shot in facing either Madrid or Barcelona in the Champions League final. But Bayern Munich stand between us and a spot with Bury FC in the Champions League final. So here we go, lads. The away leg up first once again, which of course you guys know is my absolute favorite thing in the world. Full strength starting 11. Come on, I'm actually quite nervous, but it's a 3-2 win. Not the most comfortable win in the world, but it is 3 away goals on the board, and that's a good thing. Once again, things hang in the balance as we get into the second leg here against Bayern Munich. Come on, lads. Hold on, and you're in the final. We have done it. Green and Trent have bagged themselves a goal, and we are headed to the Champions League final with Bury FC. 5-2 on aggregate. Insane. So there it is, lads. The Champions League final will see us facing Real Madrid, the Galacticos, a world power in football, versus Bury FC, a side that might not even exist by the time this time next year, but it's a chance for us to make history and to make magic. Taking a look around the other competitions, Man United lose a second successive Europa League final. Unlucky, lads. However, Manchester United have won the Premier League title. We finish in 3rd position, which means if we do manage to lose to Real Madrid tonight, we get another bite at the cherry in season number 10. And in the relegation side of things, Sheffield United, Southampton, and Fulham have all been relegated. Been a pretty successful season for United, to be fair. They win themselves an FA Cup, and we have lost in the Carabao Cup final. Would have been nice to get more silverware here with Bury. We lose on a penalty shootout to Liverpool. We also lost the Super Cup at the start of the season to Manchester City, so I hope that's not an omen for how they've gone in finals this year ahead of this Champions League final. So it's time for us to take a look at the squad report here ahead of the Champions League final. Honestly, Ojimo's 91 rated at 22. That, like, the youth academy side of this has been unreal. I have never experienced anything like it. Like, I've used youth academies like once or twice in the past for certain rebuilds, but never has it wielded this type of results. I mean, we have got a player in Mason Green to 99 overall by age 25. That is bloody insane. This could go down here. If we get a good win in the final here, this could go down as the best rebuild in rebuild history. But lads, there's one thing ahead of us here, and it is the Champions League final. It is Bury versus Real Madrid. Let's get into it. Nine years in the making, here we are, the Champions League final. Real Madrid versus Bury. Real Madrid. Defending with green there. I should have chosen a different kit. This green is kind of playing with my eyes a little bit, or this blue, but Vinicius jockeying, puts that one in there. Oh, what kind of a head is that from Jackson? Bloody hell, thankfully Saka got there. That's a bad pass out the back though. Almost shoots, forced the save. That ball was ricocheting everywhere. Not a good start, honestly. But we're on the counter-attack here. Bloody hell, Jackson. Get it. There we go. This has been such bad gameplay. Felix to Baldu. Overlapping run. Green. Cameron Green. Back to Baldu. Mason Green. Shoots. Follow up. Oh my god! That's an absolute rocket! Mason Green, as good as you'd like. I mean, it helps when you're 99 rated. A lot of your stats end up being 99 rated as well. But that is an insane strike there from Mason Green. I'm losing my voice. Oh my god. Look at that. The first one goes into the player and then bang, he just puts his bloody laces through it. Come on, let's hit him up the guts. Green to Felix there. I would love to get a goal to secure it here. It hasn't been the most entertaining final, but Green. I see some players in the middle. Green along the ground. Felix shoots. That's been tapped over by Cranio. It's the 71st minute. I don't think much has happened, honestly. Real Madrid attacking with Mason Mount and Vinicius Jr. I've got a jockey here. Alexander Arnold. They blocked. Come on, don't let them get a follow-up. Oh, I've been done there. They put that one back post. Headed away. Oh my god, we've had to put that one behind for a corner. This is getting worrying now. We're into the final moments of the game, lads. Not the most entertaining Champions League final by any stretch of the imagination. I don't want it to get entertaining right now. Please be boring. It goes in. Headed away. Oh, please smother them. Don't let them put it into the area. This is their last stop. This is their last stop. Just get rid of it and we'll win the Champions League final. Header it away, Trent. Trent, head it away. There it is. The referee blows the full-time whistle. And we have won the Champions League final with Bury FC in one of the most unreal rebuilds we have ever created. A 99 rated player in green. He will go down in folklore. Lads, this might be my favourite rebuild ever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you did. Subscribe down below if you are new around here. But lads, please join me in savouring the Champions League title celebrations. It has been Jared HD here. I am out. Peace.